Thanks for staying with us here on Sunrise. If you are just joining us, thanks for coming along for the ride. Investors, pay attention. This one is for you. Mayberry Investments Limited is pleased to announce phase 2 of Bondberry, another significant step in their commitment to providing high-quality investment opportunities to the market. Here to tell us more about the new bond prospectus and what it means for investors is Senior Vice President of Investment Banking at Mayberry Investments, Dan Theoc. Welcome to Sunrise, Dan.
Good
How
morning,
are you?
Dan.
Good morning, Dennis. Good morning, Miss Kitty.
Good
How are you
morning,
guys doing
sir.
today?
We're doing very well. How are you doing?
I'm great, thank you.
And let me say good morning to my Mayberry family. Good morning, Chris Berry, and the entire Mayberry team. When I see an IPO, Mayberry, Bondberry, I get very excited.
Yes.
Right? I don't know. Mayberry has revolutionized investment, right? And what I love about it is Mayberry made the ordinary man believe and know that that too could be you.
Yeah.
Because for a long time,
It's not just for
them,
those,
is for those people, you
yeah.
know? And I really love that. I remember when
Trans-Jamaica Highway?
Highway came out, and, you know, it was like, for the first time, you know, an ordinary Jamaican felt like, I can become wealthy. I can invest my way to wealth. And I want to thank you guys for breaking that glass ceiling so that everybody understood that they too had a chance.
Thank you very much.
And that is why it was important in introducing to say, you know, providing opportunities, investment opportunities. Tell us why Bondberry in this phase is such a good opportunity for investors to do something different.
Yeah, thanks for that. Well, so what we do at Mayberry is raise financing, usually for high net worth clients, and we do a lot of it. But what we've noticed over the years is it's usually only limited to high net worth individuals as investors. So it's very typical that I raise a bond. I just closed a $17 million bond for a high net worth client, and the minimum investment was $10,000 US. And, you know, Chris and Gary and Mark said, guys, we need to try to do something that gives the ordinary man a chance. And 2 years ago, we did the first series of Bondberries, where the minimum investment is only 20,000 Jamaican dollars. And so here we are coming back with a Series 2 bond for $1.37 billion. That'll pay interest at 10.75% per annum.
Wow.
It's for 18 months, and the minimum investment is only 20,000 Jamaican dollars.
Let me ask you this, Dan, because as Jamaicans, we've been cultured to save, okay? And try to save, and we are safe, you're rainy day, you're saving. But when you juxtapose investment with just saving, talk to us about the benefits so that persons can understand and see why getting the Bondberry is the way to go to generating wealth.
Yeah, absolutely. So I love the macroeconomic environment within which we're now operating, and we see inflation finally coming down. But the GOJ's target range is 4 to 6%, Bank of Jamaica, right? So if you're saving your money in a savings account, and there's over $1 trillion in savings, and you're earning 1%, you're not even keeping up with inflation, which is 4 to 6%.
Right.
So here's a solution for all of you guys. Have your money sitting down in a savings account to invest your money and instead earn 10.75%. So now you're keeping ahead of inflation, you're creating wealth.
Tell us a little bit about the behavior of the bond market right now, especially at this point in 2024, as opposed to other markets for investment opportunities.
Yeah, great. And it's a great question, because when you're investing, you know, ultimately we want our clients to have real estate, stocks, and bonds. But you got to start somewhere, right? Before you can buy the house, you probably need to start with some savings and then move your way into the bonds and then into stocks and then eventually into real estate. And what we find is these different asset classes, right, have different results in different economies and different times. So in a high inflation environment, high interest rate environment, we find that the stocks aren't doing as well. So now is the time to get yourself into bonds. Finally, we see inflation coming into check with 5 months in a row, with the inflation being in the target, and you see the banking sector, you see big heads like Keith Duncan calling on the Bank of Jamaica to lower interest rates. We really do feel interest rates have peaked, and we're going to start seeing interest rates go down. So now is a great time to catch a high-yielding bond where the rate is fixed, because in 3-4 months' time, you won't have these opportunities again.
Right. What does it take to get into the Bondberry? So when does it open? When does it close? And what are the prerequisites?
Good deal. So it opens this Friday, the 23rd. It will close on the 20th of September, so we hope it'll be open for 4 weeks. But of course, we will close if it's oversubscribed, so don't wait too long. To get into the bond, you need to open up a brokerage account with any investment bank. So it could be with Mayberry. Our current selling agents are JMMB and Sagicor. So I would start with those 3 institutions first. Open up an investment account. It's very easy to do. You just need to have basic KYC, basic identification to open up a bank account, and then you make that minimum investment of 20,000 Jamaican. Of course, I encourage everyone to read the prospectus in full, and you can get that prospectus either at bondberryja.com or on the Jamaica Stock Exchange website, just to make sure you understand what you're getting into, but it's very simple to make the investment.
For somebody who may have never, maybe this is their first, their cherry is being broken by Bondberry, what would you say is a bond, and how would you explain the benefits to them? Because what is, I hear Dan Theoc say bond, and then it's a thought about bond. What is a bond?
Great, good deal. It's a good question. So, you know, companies, governments, organizations raise money through financial instruments, and when it's a fixed income instrument, and it's secured in the way this is, we describe it as a bond. So Mayberry is trying to raise $1.3 billion, and we use that money to fund our loan book. So we're lending monies to high net worth clients, as I said, where we get those loans secured by at least 150% collateral, and so we're borrowing money to fund those investments, and so that instrument's called a bond, and folks can invest in that. It's going to pay interest quarterly, every September, December, March, and June, and the bond will be repaid in full at the end of 18 months.
Okay. So, you know, before I let you go, one of the things that, you know, I like to, in terms of trying to explain these things to people, to speak to the element of risk where bond is concerned, because as people get older, they may become more risk averse.
Right, right.
And so in terms of relative to stocks, bonds are safer.
Absolutely.
Or people with a particular personality might be more attracted to this.
Right.
Who is this for?
Yeah, it's for the regular investor who has money locked away in a savings account, and if you don't need to access this money for the next 3, 6, 9 months, then this is for you, because the bonds will be listed on the stock exchange and will trade. So although it's an 18-month bond, if you were to buy it and need liquidity after 2 or 3 months, you would be able to sell it back on the market and not have a problem getting back your liquidity. So because it's secured, and secured by high-quality loans, you know it's going to be safe. And it's from Mayberry, of course, so you don't have anything to worry about. As opposed to stocks, which have a lot more volatility, the market price goes up and down, and you're not necessarily guaranteed to get back all of your principal. So this one's very safe investment, secured with good quality assets, being brought to the market by a high-quality broker, so it is very safe.
Indeed.
Good job.
All
Lovely.
Right.
Dan's the guy.
Yes. So just break
Miss
it
Kitty
right
is one of our clients.
Well, you did say you did say high net worth. I was waiting. You did say high net worth.
In Jesus' name. You teach me tonight. I'm claiming it. Hi, Chris Thomas. Good morning, everybody at Mayberry. Hi, Karen. How you doing, Miss Hall? How you doing? Yes. Yeah, you got to. You gotta. Yeah.
Yes.
Look here.
Yeah.
They want rich for go around the rich for them.
Yeah.
You understand?
I always
Go
say money not going like you if you don't like
exactly.
it. You know?
You cannot repel that you want what you want to attract, so you have to draw it around you. You understand?
So then it's because of client customer privilege, I can't reveal Mrs. Wilkinson's net worth, but she's up there.
See the person details, conditions apply. Yes.
Our guest has been Dan Theoc, Senior VP of Investment Banking at Mayberry Investments. We move from investment banking to investing in our stars up next. Stay with us.
Lovely.